Hi everybody. Well, let me turn on the light here. Okay, nothing. There we go. So I'm here at Siberia and getting ready to head out for a night hike out there. You know, gosh, even shining light out there shows nothing. It's really dark. It's not as bad as it seems. There is a full moon nearly, and so I can see pretty well. When I turn the light off, I can actually make out the desert pretty nicely, but I won't be able to see any snakes. It's still warm enough the snakes might be out, so I need my little light on low setting, and it'll get me by. But I'm heading out into the deep water wilderness. I would be a liar if I said I wasn't feeling anxious right now. I've been sitting here putting around my bike for the last hour, drinking coffee, just trying to find reasons not to go. But it's time to go. No more excuses. So I'm going to put on my pack, 3-day pack. I'm going to head out for 3 days. Coming back on Saturday. Today's Wednesday. Everything in there for 3 days. So I'll turn the camera on now and again as is prudent and worthwhile. And here we go. Okay, here I am crossing over the railway tracks. There, a little focus there. So actually I'm not using this higher beam when I'm hiking. I'm using this very low beam right here. It doesn't show much anything, but it's better than that. That blinds all my peripheral view. Goodbye. That's the last sign of civilization. This lower beam right here is pretty good. At least I can pick out any snakes. And I can't see anything up there, but the black hulks of the Bristol Mountains are up there. Should take about an hour to get there. That's how long it takes by daytime. Maybe take longer at night. We'll see. Okay. I found a curious arrangement of rocks just outside of Siberia. Look at that. You see that? And not very far at all. In fact, you can hear a train coming. It looks like a bit of that old trail that I found, but it doesn't seem to go very far. And there's a rubbish pin. Rubbish pile. Oh, it's a rubbish pin. I have no idea. Interesting. Okay, carry on. Okay, I'm up on the, come on, can you focus? I'm up on the earthen berm that separates Siberia, which is out over there. Maybe if you can see if I can shine my light on the railroad structure, you can kind of see it flicker over there. That's the edge of Siberia. And this is the berm that the railroad made to protect the railroad from the flash floods, and it dips down over here. That out there, that's open desert. After that, nothing, no civilization for a long ways. Just black mountains out there. Turn the light off. Just nothing but black out there. Let's go do it. Wow, look at that sunrise. Something else. My little shelter, ready for the day. Let's do it. Okay, I'm going to show you what it's like inside the helium. Is this helium bivvy? my little coffin here that I sleep in. This is by Outdoor Research Helium Bivvy. That's what it is. You really can't sit up or anything like that, but I'm going to switch the camera up. Well, first I'll pull it in and I'll switch the camera. I'll kind of show you how it all zips up. Here we go. Come on in. Peek. Yeah, move. Okay. Now I'm inside. There's not much space. I'm going to turn the camera around now so I can show you how it zips up. Okay, now I'm looking out from the inside. So you can see I've got my little mattress here. The first thing you do is, you can have it so that it just has the mesh if you want. So I'm going to show you how to zip it up proper for the whole darn thing. Okay, zip that, and this is zipping in the outer cover. The outer thing. You can see it's got a little overlap there, so that And whoops, the overlap there ensures that it the rain will go out over the edge. It's kind of hard to do doing this. So then I'm also zip this up like this to cover that up, and there we go. Now I'm all inside. Here's a lovely tableau of rocks. It almost looks as though someone has placed that large piece of maybe crystal atop that one rock. Look at those three rocks in the center of the frame. How they're essentially riding on a layer of granite. Especially that one to the right of the big rock at center. This granite is basically decomposing away beneath it. These are like capstones. Likewise over here. All of these rocks are, you know, they're more situated in place than the best made Japanese garden. So I wonder if this one at the top there was placed there. It looks like it was. It's possible. There was a lot of mining. Well, not a lot, but there was mining up here in the 19th century and through the first part of the 20th century. I sometimes find the rock cairns like that, and I'm going to try to walk in here without disturbing these rocks. Yeah, someone placed these crystals here. Look at that. They're just resting on top of the granite that's just been eroded away. Very nice. Headed out into that wash, and then I'll take a left. Okay, I've left my gear over there by the ruins of Campo number 1, and I'm setting out to investigate something that I found on Google Earth. This was an interesting slope right there. Very much like I would imagine Mars would be, with nearly no life. But this is interesting. This is an outcropping of volcanic ash. You can see my footprint there. It sinks into it very easily. So there's two volcanoes nearby. That's a cinder dome right over there. I'm tempted to call that Mount Wildness, but I'm not sure if I really want to do that yet. But there's a true volcano over the side of this mountain, you know, this hill. You can see it on the other side. So it probably came from there. And I'm suspicious that that's the ash that contributed to the creation of the petrified wood. I don't see any specimens right here, but there are lots of them. Found a couple very nice ones today. So I'm going to keep on going in search of that thing I saw on Google Earth. There's an animal track right there. There's an animal trail. It's starting to get chilly, actually. Curious, wow, you know, it's only about noon, but I was too hot just around 11:30. Stop for lunch and leave my gear. And now I'm starting to get cold. Hey, there's a rock stuck in my camera. Okay, off we go towards Mount Wildness. The animal trail is clear and quite distinct right here. Look over here. Looking back towards the edge of deep water, I see something jetting up. Look at that, it's almost like a sheer precipice. See that thing in the center? Of course I wouldn't be able to pick that out on Google Maps, but maybe I can investigate that too. I don't know if there's time today. I was hoping to come back from where I'm doing now. I'm going to stay the night over there, in that area right over there, and I was hoping in the afternoon to hike over there before the sun goes down. One day I want to make it up there to those Black Mountains. That's Black Ridge up there. But for now, hey, look at that. That's probably a desert tortoise lair. Right there, somebody's lair. And you can see the volcanic ash. See the white stuff above the hole? That's the layer of volcanic. Sorry, my camera's having trouble lately and it shuts off by itself. You can see more evidence of the layer of volcanic ash right there. And there's the volcano itself, actually, right over there in the distance. Doesn't look like much of a volcano from here, but from another angle it's quite distinct. Okay, continuing along. Oh, actually, I was wrong. There's the volcano. That's just a mountain right there. The volcano is that black shape right there. Which there's actually a very distinct crater from Google Earth. That's it right there. Very distinct crater. The area that I'm headed is right over there. This is the Badlands. Over there, that's the Sandman's Bed over there. Ramaze. Okay, oh, I remember. I have to go through this wash, and then another wash. And then the place I'm headed, I'll find. I remember. Helps to look at this stuff through Google Earth. It's kind of I feel a little insecure right now, having left all my gear back there, everything, even my water, and just striking out on a little solo 1-hour expedition, so to speak, with nothing, just my rock hounding gear and my camera. Probably figure out a way to have like a little carrying canteen that I can bring at least a little water in future. But, you know, I'm far away from the car, and even the keys to the car, I mean my motorcycle, are in the backpack. If I don't find the backpack again, then I'm kind of screwed. So I'm in a nice little wash. Look at these reeds. It's even got a little like a bean type of thing like there. And flowers. More over there. Huh. I think I have to go up and over one more wash. See what I find. Well, I've come up over the edge of these rocks, and here's the second wash that I referenced. So the thing that I'm looking for should be up over there after I go up through here in a little valley. Little like a better to describe it more like a cove, so to speak. I don't really know what it is. Just a unusual. The ground looked disturbed. Made me wonder if there was some mining activity, maybe. I mean, of course, I'm looking at it through satellite images, you know, which aren't going to give you. Camera stopped again. Gonna need to get a new camera. So of course you can't tell much from a satellite image, other than the fact that it looked unusual. So who knows? We'll go find out what might be there. Very nice flat area up there. Windy. Getting cold. Place I started was back there, way back there. I mean, but there's more distance in mind than in fact. Okay, I see a discoloration up there, as well as something poking up. Could be a rock cairn left by some miners. See the discoloration? I hope I've got it in camera, the kind of the green, and then there's something poking up at the top of that ridge. Let's go up and see. Okay, I've just come through a third wash, which I don't actually remember, but I'm pretty sure I found what I was after. This canyon down there looks interesting. Looks like there could be a dry waterfall right up there. I thought about going up the canyon, but then I knew I'd have a hard time scrambling up, because I thought what I was after was over here, and I think I'm right. What do you know? This discolored earth right here is what caught my eye in the Google Earth satellite images. I thought maybe it was a mine of some sort, but it doesn't appear to be human workings. It appears to simply to be a natural colored earth, but there's definitely a cairn up there that someone put in place. This would be a great place to find petrified wood right through here. the lighter colored rocks stand out. And the way that they were arranged in the satellite image made them look like they'd been working. Now look at those big dark shadows over there. Wow. That's where I'm going to be spending the night. I'm going to skirt along the edge there. You know what? I'll go check out the cairn, get a look over the other side, and then come back and check out the dry waterfall. Well, there's a nice rock. I'm looking for rocks to throw in the tumbler. So I've got my little rock thing there. There's another more piece of that. Oh, look at that. I wonder if this is petrified wood, possibly. Look at those lines. It's worth it to bring a sample back. I'm trying to really limit my my rocks. The number of rocks that I take. I can take up to 25 pounds a day of petrified wood out of these mountains, out of the desert. What is this? Which is way more than I could ever carry. It's very hard. Not so sure. See, there's the cairn. See it? Oh, I think this has been worked. Look at that. This looks like a human or scrapings on the ground right over there. Yeah. Someone was here. Siberia is way down there in the valley. Let's go take a look-see. So I think this was indeed a place of interest. Not that the other places aren't of interest, but a place of interest in terms of, you know, the way dogs are interested in dogs, the same way humans are interested in humans. Look at this. Well, maybe not. See these lines? That's what made me think that they were like scrapings, but those don't appear to be lines. These appears just to be layers in the rocks. Oh, look at that. That's beautiful. That's definitely not petrified wood. That's just layers of rock. So probably the thing in my pocket there is likewise the same. Someone definitely marked this spot for some reason. Some geologic interest here. Maybe it's another type of interest. What other type of interest could there be to leave a rock cairn? Let's go see. It's a very good one. That last rock up there seems on there a bit precariously. Someone definitely marked this spot for some reason. Out here. Wow, gotta go way back there to get back. Okay, here's the last wash before Mount Wildness. Should I give in and just call it Mount Wildness? The only reason I wouldn't is that it's not remote enough for me. But it keeps beckoning in my mind to be called that. Oh, there's that trail. What first brought me the first time I came out here was to walk across that trail along the edge there. It's a windy ridge, Mount Wildness. The backside of Mount Wildness is over there, the near side. And then there's the ridge over there with the watcher. I'm going to publish a blog post soon. Can you see the something looks like something standing up on top? And the blog post will be about how to come out here, guidance how to get out to these places. So all these places, like Mount Wildness and the Watch, are all noted in that. I'm gonna head back. I'm gonna turn the camera off, admire this view for a bit, then I'm gonna make my way back, check out those waterfalls. I'll turn the camera on if I find more of interest. Okay, see you for now. In case you're wondering why I have these goggles, this is the reason. I found a very interesting piece of ore. Look at this, green. It almost looks like moss. But I don't want to carry this whole specimen home back. I found this as well here. So I'm just going to break this up, and I'll just bring a bit of it back, and then go think about it, figure out what it is from there. So that's why I have these safety goggles, just in case. So let's go ahead and break this up. Put that right there. Let's see if I can do this very well. It would be better to break it from this side, probably. There we go. Oh, that's probably better. It's a lot less heavy. Yeah, so I'll take that back with me. I wonder what that green is. Copper, maybe? Seems like there's a whole outcropping of it right here. So, I have a little thing that can hold my hammer there. Okay, time to make my way back. Let's go. Back towards El Campo. Campo number 1. And here's the backside of the waterfall that I found. And would you look at that? It's an actual arch. And what do you know? Wow. So it must, it's not like a river would come down. Maybe it would. The stream would come down right over here, and then plunge. Here's the plunge point. I just make up a term. And the waterfall would be right there. And it would plunge into that basin. You can see how it's carved out the space down there. And then it must have been a pool for a while. Must have dug this out and then for a while gone over that edge over there, but then eventually rode it under and created a natural arch. Very nice. Huh. Okay, don't fall in. Okay, making my way back now. Oh, there's another little canyon right over here. Let's take a look. No, not really a canyon. More of a gully, I think. Yeah. Very nice. Okay. Turn the camera off. Go down carefully. I'm about halfway back through the Badlands, and I saw something interesting, and then I saw something else interesting. I'll show you both. The first was an up-close examination of the ash layer from the volcanic eruption right here. And you can see that the animals have been using that to dig their burrows. My suspicion is that we'll find fossilized wood amidst this layer. I tried to find some specimens earlier, and I brought back some. I broke up some of the ash with my hammer. Let's try that again. Let's see if we can find anything in there. Go back some layers here. Don't see anything in there or in there, but I'm not doing a very exhaustive sample now, am I? But I did pick up one piece that looks suspicious, so I'll bring that back to the lab for examination. And I found over here what is definitely the remains of an old mining road. So the way that they would do this is they would bring a bulldozer up here, put the blade down, and literally scrape along the ground to create these bulldozer roads, and they'll last forever. Remember, there's almost very little rain. This is the driest area in North America, this particular area that I'm in. Actually, just over there, about 3 miles, is the dry area. But so this constitutes it as well. The main eroding factor is wind. So this could be here forever. And that and these cairns in a pipe. Well, that's a geological survey marker. U.S. General Land Office survey. Penalty $250 for removal. Survey marker. Now what's interesting is I've actually been to this road before, and it heads across here. Can you see the poles out there in the desert? It heads across Siberia Wash. I can't see very well on the monitor, but right around that area there's there's wooden poles out there that guide you through. But nobody's been along this way in a long, long time. And the road completely disappears right up here. There's the first post right there. And you can see the road is completely reclaimed by the desert. There's not even a trace of it anymore. So this is a long abandoned road. I've checked on Google Earth, and the road extends, the ghost of the road, you can't even make out the ghost of the road in Google Earth, but it continues along, and then it picks up on that mesa and continues, and you can actually see the bulldozer remains. So here's one of those wooden poles that marks the way across the wash. Okay, now I'm going to go up and walk along the road. I haven't done that, and see where it goes. So we'll just walk along this old road together, see where it goes. Just let the camera run for a bit, and I'll shut up. Looks like the road disappears again into the Siberia Wash. I found another pole just out here in the wash, and it has what appears to be a Bull Durham can, a tobacco can, nailed to it. Seems to be sealed on all sides. Oh, maybe the lid will lift. Doesn't seem like it. I wonder where it was. And there's a pile of tailings here, but no hole. Very strange. See another pole over there. Okay, I'm on a windswept ridge overlooking a a great expansive desert. Honestly, it's moments like this that I'd rather be somewhere else. It's just something about all this emptiness that's pretty damn intimidating. It's not the first time that's happened either. The place does this to me. Just back there forever, everywhere you're around, just emptiness. It's sometimes a little more than the mind can bear. That's why we stick with the people we love. Yeah, I'm human too. As if there was any doubt. Wow. Well, I just summited this ridge and came up upon this extraordinary sight. Just look at that landscape. I don't have a name for this place yet. Wow. As I was walking up the stairs, not the stairs, but up the hill, coming up this way, which is so mild by comparison, I was just trying to fortify my resolve with a little stoic courage. Just remember that I can weather whatever I can, except the things that I can't. That's not a stoic idea, I'm just pulling that out of my hat. Basically the idea is that what will get me will get me. If it doesn't get me, then I'll overcome it and I'll be all right as much as possible, so I need not worry too much. Wow, quite a landscape, quite a vista. I'm gonna keep on going. It's another thing to know that night's gonna come upon me here, and I'll be all by myself. Me and this butterfly. Bye, butterfly. Here's another one of these roads, just cut into the side of the mountain by a bulldozer, right down to the river, the gulch there. And I guess they would have gone down there. Fascinating. There's the moon. There's the ruins of Camp Home 1. And I'm in my tent. It's the sun isn't quite down, but I'm exhausted. I've been hiking all day, plus a 200 mile motorcycle trip yesterday, and a full day. I'm ready for bed. So sign off for now. I'll zip up in here, zip up and get to sleep in my little coffin thing. Okay. Say goodnight. Thanks for joining me. Take care. This is the area that I came particularly to see. Not that canyon there, although it's interesting, but this range of dark red rhyolite. Do you see how it kind of just stops all of a sudden? It's a range that just keeps on going back for a long ways, and then a range, and then it drops off, and then just becomes a wash, and then begins up there. I spotted that on Google Maps. This is Siberia Wash, and which drains an enormous watershed there. And I noticed that over millennia it had basically consumed away this entire range of rhyolite, leaving just this wash. And I wanted to come in particular to check out the rock formations here. I wanted to have a look at what the underside of this rhyolite was. Some nice tracks. To see what kind of look at all these tracks here. Some of them hopping and hipping, and there's big tracks there too. I wanted to see what the rocks look like down below, because it's a chance to kind of like a road cut, the way a construction crew, when they're building a road and they cut into a mountain. You can kind of see what what's underneath. And this is an opportunity to do the same thing. I imagine it's just more of the same. Although you can see it's kind of a lighter color there. Let's go take a look at that real quick. This does look different. Maybe just the color. It doesn't seem quite as hard. It chips away easier. The rhyolite up there, when you hit that, it'll cling. It'll make like a king king something. Maybe that's a piece right there. No. It's almost mushy. Very mushy right there. It looks like something has a nice den, or a place to hide from the sun. Well, not too much interest to an untrained eye like my own. Although I wish I knew more about geology so I could understand more and maybe share more. But we're seeing the underside of these rhyolite mountains. Very interesting. Okay, so that's it for now. See ya. I've come across a rather large nest of ants here in this wash, right on the floodplain. Imagine it just gets covered over and swooped over when the floods come. But look at all of them, and they've got like all these seeds. So I want to see where they're going. They're kind of marching off in a line. Let's kind of follow it. Gotta be careful so they don't, get on my boots. You can see kind of just a large column of ants going along for quite a while. Let's see if I get up closer. Maybe you can see them there. There they are. This little place right there. Wow, they're all over the place. Continuing along, marching. Oh, nice view of them here. Wow, look at that. They're just everywhere. Over here too. And they all seem to be heading out away from the nest right now. Here they are. Going. Oh, here. Seems getting into the bushes here now. Now around this bush. Maybe there's a single bush somewhere that they're gathering seeds from. Oh, here they are. Dropping down into there. You can literally see them dropping down into it. Where does it go from there? Here I see them. They're right here. And then where? Is this it? I don't see any ants over here. I see maybe they're in here. Maybe I'm just the leading edge since they took off this morning. Perhaps that's it. Or maybe they're just in here. I bet that's it. I bet they're just getting seeds and leaves and stuff from inside this area. Make sure. Can't see the line heading off elsewhere. That appears to be the end of the line. Quite a ways. You can see the nest right over there. It's probably a good 10 meters, 30 feet. I'm sure they go farther. Here we go. I think I've figured out a mystery. So I've often been wondering why out here in the desert, this part of the desert, I find these areas with these patches of stones on top. See how beautiful this is, and just how it's just almost like a just a layer of stones, beautiful stones, almost inlaid. That's called a desert pavement. But I've wondered why just excuse me, seemingly in these patchy areas, and I think I figured it out. Okay, over there's a volcano There's another one over there. You always can't see it. It's behind that mountain. And there are several others. See this? I came to this gully. And can you see how there's all that exposed face? That's all volcanic ash. I believe. I thought it was rhyolite, but it may be rhyolite and volcanic ash. But you see how there's the capstone of, you see the cap of the stones at the top? See how they make a layer at the top? But then you really don't see too many of them in between. Anyway, my rough theory that I'm just kind of pulling out of thin air right now is that the volcanoes erupted, covered everything with ash, and that as the ash blows away and erodes away, it leaves these harder stones behind, which as the ash layer drops down, the stones are left behind and they accumulate and collect and form this layer of caps. Yeah, I'm calling it capstones, but it really isn't. But in a sense it is a capstone of the stones that would not blow away in the wind. And I think that explains why I see this type of terrain. By the way, there's lots of petrified wood here in these rocks, which I'm walking slowly looking for right now, and crystals and all kinds of stuff. There's a lovely crystal right there. I hesitate to even disturb this stuff. Isn't that beautiful? Put it back right where I found it. But never quite the same. Well, anyway, I think that might explain, at least that's one hypothesis for the moment. Wow, look at that. Is that a piece of, look at that, petrified wood right there. Look at that little knot, and you can see a hole right there where the knot was, where a branch came out. Oh my gosh, that is spectacular. Let's pull that out and take a look. Wow, it really looks like the bark of a tree, doesn't it? And there the inside. Oh my goodness gracious, that is just spectacular. Wow. We're allowed to take up to 25 pounds a day of petrified wood out of the desert. So I'm going to take this piece for sure. That's the best piece I've yet found. It looks like that looks like a wasp had, well, it's a gall. It may be a bit of like a cancer that trees get, but it may be also a place where a wasp may have stung it to have a larva growing inside. And you can see a hole there. Oh my gosh, that's stunning. Okay, well, thanks for joining me, everybody. We'll see how much more I can see. Take care. There we go. You know, I'm hoofing it back. Full of rocks. I ran out of water, but I got lots of rocks. I mean, I just drained my last bit. So that's okay. It's not far to Siberia. I can see the Siberia right up there. So probably another hour. It's not too bad. Anyway, so good. It was not as long an adventure as I'd like, as I planned. 2 nights and roughly 1.5 days. Very fruitful, very productive. Productive, especially of trying to uncover trying to uncover discomfort. I don't know, I think I need to explain what I mean by that. I like to feel around the edges of my comfort zone, to find where I'm not comfortable, and then to try to learn more about what that is. And getting out there, a full day out, very silent, very quiet, no humanity anywhere out there. You know, just me, myself, and the great indifference. I really did feel uncomfortable. I felt scared. I felt fragile. I felt lonely. I felt all the things that stereotypically negative qualities and traits that we have as human beings. I felt all of it. I wanted to turn around last night, especially setting up camp. I just wanted to hightail it out, although I knew it would have been a long hike, so it didn't. And I wanted to push through it, and I'm glad I did. So the takeaway for me is that I realize that I occupy my time in my normal environment. Look at this blasted rock, just, you know, shattered in place. Another one right here, just heat and cold. So the point is I occupy my time when I'm in my normal environment of work and home, with my family, in the community, out at restaurants. I occupy my time with all those little things that are familiar and peaceful and warm and happy, and or even not happy, even challenging. Your struggles and all that. Even fights you might have with your friends and family. All these things are ways to fill the time. Ways to fill the time that isn't that, which is the emptiness. And I think, and there's nothing woo or mystical about any of this. I think that the great indifference the reason I describe it so often in the wilderness is that it's so easy to encounter out here, but it's everywhere. It's the loneliness that we feel when we are alone, but we'd rather be with others. It's the isolation we feel in a new city, the out of placeness that we feel in a new job. When suddenly our world is turned upside down through the loss of a job or the loss of a loved one. It's the emptiness that comes about. It's the fear that sneaks into us when we realize that death is at last come to get us, and that the clock is not just that it wasn't ticking before, but we can tick it. It's audibly ticking now. All of these things are conduits for the great indifference. Only for me, coming out here and pressing myself forward right into it has a way of making it front and center. So the reason I turned the camera on, this last bit of camera, was I wanted to point out that it's a lot of the other stuff is just filler, just filling the time with stuff to keep us occupied, keep us happy. It's almost like a baby in a playpen with the dangly thing up at it. Goo, 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 goo. All the while, the clock is indeed ticking. The Reaper is coming. And whether we make good use of the time or not is still in our hands. We hold that responsibility for ourselves. Oops, I think I'm going to go over here and check this out. And with that, I'm going to sign off. I wish you well from the great indifference. Thanks for joining me on another adventure in the wild. Feels like it's kind of running out. I feel like I'm kind of getting the point of the great indifference. May not need to come out here so much anymore, except for periodic reminders. We'll see. Take care, everybody. Bye-bye. I'm back. My little camp. Here's the GSA. Waiting for me. Glad you're still here. I was worried about you. And you're still standing up in this wind. Good. I guess my little sign worked. I came back one day sooner though. That's what happens when you don't bring enough water. Okay. Yippee! Yippee! Signing off. I think I'm going a little mad. Well, would you look at this? I'm just packing the bike up, getting ready to go, and I noticed there's a note for me. Someone must have read my note, which basically says, Kurt, it says, hello, I'm backpacking in the desert. I have a satellite beacon for emergency. Thank you for your concern. Sincerely, Kurt, back on 11/4. And there's a note. I haven't looked at it yet. Let's take a look at it together. Kurt, this is Matt from Burlington Northern Southern Santa Fe Railway. We spoke a while ago here at this same spot. All looks good with your bike. Hope you are doing well. Take care, Matt. I remember Matt. I think he's the signalman. He works on those boxes over there, keeping things in order. How cool! I got a message from Matt. That really made my day, especially after being out there and coming face to face with the great indifference and the fact that it just don't give a damn. That's what it is. The universe just doesn't care about us, and without any God, we make gods up to create something that we think gives a damn. But if you give up that notion, you're left with just this and nothing else. And to get something like this means a lot. This is why I'm hurrying home to my family now, because after encountering the great indifference, I need my people and my little puppy dog. And I really appreciate Matt's note. I'm gonna post that up on my queue. Take care. Bye bye, everybody. Have a great day. Make it a great life. I'm leaving something for Matt. A little note here. Matt, thanks for the note and for keeping an eye on my bike. This rock is a piece of petrified wood from a pine forest, excuse me, which was here millions of years ago. I found it half a day into the mountains. Have a great day, Kurt. And isn't this a lovely piece of petrified wood? Look at that. You can just see the wood grain there from on the bark. Really, really nice. And then underside there, very nice. I'm going to leave that for Matt. I'll leave that up there on his on the signal booth. Put it right by the door. Okay, now I'm going. Bye-bye.